You know, just when you think Democrats couldn't take things any further, well, of course they do. Yep, they take it even further. We got to talk about a New Mexico judge today because he has been caught, harboring an alleged illegal immigrant alien in his own home. And not only that, but he recorded videos with the man. Yeah, just so brazen, so bold. Anyway, let's dive in.
I'm Christine Frizzau in Washington, where President Trump continues to push the boundaries with his immigration policy and has been met with some pushback from federal judges and even the U.S. Supreme Court. Meanwhile, a judge in New Mexico serving since 2011 has just resigned following allegations he's been allowing a member of the gang Tren de Aragua to live with him and handle guns in his house. At first glance, the videos and photos tell a story of a family that loved guns, but who they shared those guns and their home with came as a shock to local authorities. The homeowner, Joel Cano, a Democratic judge in Doña Ana County, New Mexico, who resigned last month following a raid on his home, in which Christian Ortega Lopez was arrested, charged with being in the country illegally and possessing a firearm.
This judge's daughter is allowing this illegal alien to have access to firearms, which is unlawful under 18 U.S.C. 922G. It is a felony for this illegal alien to be in possession of firearms.
Court documents reveal he entered the country unlawfully in December 2023, and a few months later had been hired by the judge's wife, Nancy, who later offered him a place to stay in her residence that she shared with her husband. But most shocking, Homeland Security officials say Ortega Lopez displayed clear indicators of his association with the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, or TDA. Not just his clothing or tattoos, but voicemails and text messages they say provide significant evidence for their case against him. One reason they ask that he remain behind bars.
Doña Ana County has been a hotbed of illegal immigration and drug trafficking, human smuggling for many, many years. And to see that a judge would allow this to happen, it's very concerning. It's concerning, what else has this judge been doing?
What we don't know is if Judge Cano or his wife will be charged with any crimes, like harboring an illegal immigrant or providing material support to a foreign terror group. President Trump designated TDA, as well as other gangs like MS-13, foreign terrorist organizations in an executive order he signed on his first day in office.
That judge should most definitely be charged and held to the fullest extent of the law. I think that's the only way you're going to get this stuff to stop, is if you start charging people and people actually start going to jail. Check out this video.
Agarré, patrona. Agarré duro.
Oh, sí.
Now, obviously, it does look unloaded.
What is it? Yeah, Terry. Put it on.
Yeah, that's the judge and his family just hanging out with an illegal after him handing them a weapon. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Wild stuff, man. Democrat judge in New Mexico steps down after man with alleged Tren de Aragua ties found in his home. Had his home raided. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. A New Mexico judge tendered his resignation last month after immigration authorities detained a suspect with alleged ties to Tren de Aragua gang in his home during a late February raid. Wow. Goodness gracious. U.S. judges harboring illegal aliens that are part of terrorist groups. Incredible. Incredible. That's some wild stuff, man. Absolutely wild stuff. But am I surprised? No. And I won't be surprised if this continues. Because, of course, mainstream media is still going to run their propaganda, like what you're about to see here in this next clip. Dana Bash trying to go after Eric Adams for doing what he's supposed to do. Just check it out, man. This stuff, you just can't make this stuff up. It's pretty ridiculous at this point, if I do say so myself. The fact that they keep doubling down on stuff like this is just crazy to me, but here it is.
Are you openly working with the Trump administration, as you work with them on these issues, are you comfortable with the way in which they are rounding up and deporting people, especially in the case of what is going on right now with a federal judge ordering the Trump administration to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and the administration is refusing?
Well, one thing I'm clear on is that I'm not a hypocrite. I've been very clear on my policies, and if we look at the wording and the communications I stated Trump, President Trump being elected, it's the same. There's consistency. And what I am clear on, we must have federal immigration policies. When you allow an open border and you allow anyone to come through, you have a $7.5 billion price tag on our cities. El Paso shouldn't be going through this. Chicago shouldn't be going through this. New York shouldn't be going through this.
Yeah.
I don't control immigration.
And I hear you, and
issue.
you've been really clear on that it's a federal issue, but you're also
Yes.
a lifelong law enforcement official. You have to have an opinion, never mind the mayor of New York City.
Yes, and as a lifelong law enforcement person that from the 84 talked about public safety as a prerequisite to prosperity, I stay with that. Our federal government must deal with the immigration issue, and it should not be placed on cities. And the Constitution clearly lays out the federal government will handle immigration. And we can't say, based on who's the president, let's be consistent. And the hypocrisy is that what I raised during the previous administration, I would say again now, the federal government on all levels must deal with the immigration crisis.
Just to put a button on it, because the previous administration and this administration, as you have laid out, they're dealing with this in a different way. Just to be clear, you are, yes or no, you're okay with the way that the Trump administration is handling the immigration situation in New York City and beyond right now?
What I said over and over again, and I'm going to continue, the federal government, that's not only the president, Congress, everyone must focus on what we've been doing with immigration in our country. Here in the city, we have a large number of immigrants that participate every day in the quality of life of this city. The mayors should not have to do this. That includes the Chicago mayor, the Denver mayor, the Houston mayor.
I'm not asking if you have to do it. I'm asking if the way the federal government is doing it makes you comfortable or not.
I want to be consistent. As I said, you trying to get a yes or no answer to something that I've been consistent on. Federal government must deal with immigration.
Oh man, hey, I'm not mad at Eric Adams. I'm not mad at him. I'm not, because, and I understand he's still a Democrat, right? But clearly he's tried to distance himself a little bit from the Democrat Party. And that's exactly what Democrats constantly do. That's what they constantly do, is beat around the bush. Oh, no, I'm not going to answer the tough question. Nope. And constantly, when a Republican goes on mainstream media, they always try to pigeonhole him and get them in a gotcha, right? Which she was clearly trying to do, get him in a gotcha moment because he's spoken out against Democrats, even though he's still a Democrat. Notice how the mainstream media has changed their coverage on Eric Adams. Notice how their framing of questions to Eric Adams has completely changed. Go back and look when he first was elected versus now. The way that he's asked questions is completely different. And it's only because he started questioning the Democrat Party. He didn't just bow down and say, yes, massa, like the Democrat Party is used to, because it's the party of slavery, mind you. Let's not forget who this party truly is, even though they want to make us forget. Okay, he didn't bow down, and or when they told him jump, he didn't say how high, right? He started asking some questions, and they don't like that. They don't like that. But and I played this clip that I'm about to show you for you guys. Maybe yesterday, day before yesterday. So some of you may have seen this, but for some of you that haven't seen it, because I know not everybody watches every single video. I get it. But they're going to lose on this issue and are losing on this issue. And even when you go to places like Maryland, where this gentleman was deported from, not the judge's guy, but the other guy, I can't think of his name, Kilgore, something. Whatever, the guy that's in El Salvador that all the Democrats are trying to visit now all of a sudden, even though they couldn't visit the people of North Carolina that needed assistance. Interesting how that works. Can't visit American citizens, who truly need assistance and help and are in a dire situation, but you can fly to El Salvador to visit an illegal. Interesting. But when you walk around the streets of Maryland, where this illegal was from, or where he was deported from, he's from El Salvador, but where he was deported from in America, the people of Maryland think he should have been deported.
So there's this illegal immigrant. He was living in Maryland, designated MS-13 terrorist, and Donald Trump deported him. How does that make you feel?
I feel safer.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Need to go. I mean, that's it.
But he was a father.
But he's still a terrorist.
Okay. I mean, but there's children living without fathers now.
He should have picked and choose, so he picked to be a terrorist instead of worrying about his children.
The Democrats, they want him back. They say he was wrongfully deported. He has a wife and a kid who's a citizen. They're calling this a national emergency. Is this a national emergency?
I wouldn't call it national emergency. We got more things going on.
We have more things, more fish to fry.
I just found out about it, so I don't think so. What kind of national emergency? For what? What is the emergency for?
There ain't no national emergency, no.
He was accused of hitting his wife twice and was a suspected human smuggler. Was he wrongfully deported?
No. He need to go.
If he's a smuggler, yeah, he needs to be deported.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
Your senator here, Chris Van Hollen, he flew to El Salvador where this guy was deported. He met with them, had lunch with them, had margaritas on the table. What's up with your senator?
I have no idea, but I do believe that was a waste of taxpayer dollars.
Margaritas.
You agreeing with somebody whipping their wife, terrorizing where you live, then you don't need to live here either.
Senator Van Hollen, you need to come see me, Mr. Coley, because you doing like that. You need to take care of home before you go in other states.
He went to El Salvador.
Oh, that's another country, excuse me.
So you get the picture there. Even the people of Maryland are like, no, get this guy up out of here. Get him gone, coach. We don't want him here. But Democrats and mainstream media, who are Democrats too, continue to double down on it. And they will continue to lose. And we can all just sit back with our popcorn and enjoy the show, because it's going to be one hell of a fallout. When they lose again in the midterms, that's going to be one hell of a show. Because they're going to be blaming everything under the sun except for themselves. Oh, it's Trump's fault on this thing. It's Republicans' fault on that thing. Oh, it's MAGA right's fault on this thing. And blah, blah, blah. They're going to blame everybody under the sun except for themselves. And then in 2028, when they lose again, oh, baby. Yeah, that's going to be another popcorn-worthy moment. That is for sure. We're going to watch some tears flow. We're going to watch some more tears flow. We're going to fill up our cups and have a nice glass of liberal tears. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on all of this. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.